Hey Thomas, so I'm going to give you some feedback on your logo mock-ups that you've created. I think the logo looks great on the hat. I think you did a nice job there. It looks good on the back of the pants and everything. As far as keeping everything cohesive, I noticed that, so you started to integrate these kind of red and black or red and white spirals into it, or not spirals, but circles. So I like that you reuse this element in the hang tag here. If you're going to use that, I'd like to see you maybe incorporate that somewhere, not necessarily over the whole thing, of course, but maybe integrate it into the business card or into the ad somewhere. You don't want to overdo it, but it's good to use certain elements repeatedly so that everything is cohesive and ties together well. I like some parts of this. I like the texture that you did with it. I think that it's a little distracting to the company name here because, you know, you have this very busy background and then you have the black type on top of it. So it takes away from the company name a little bit. You really want to make sure that people see the company name and the logo, since that's a really, really important selling point. More important than the texture or the pattern in the background. So you really want to make sure that everything complements the logo. So I would make the company name stand out more and the logo itself stand out more, and make the background pattern, of course, be secondary in importance. So make it a little bit less attention grabbing, you know, so that it doesn't take away from the logo. As far as the back of it, I don't mind that. So if you use the black for the back of it, then it shows that you're kind of going with more of a darker color scheme rather than having it kind of the neutral gray tones that you have here. So with the business card, I like that you integrated kind of a darker side here, because then this ties it together a little bit more, since you're using more of a darker black color scheme for here. Zoom in on this. Not big on the outer glow for the logo on the front of the business card. Sorry, let me scoot down here. So for the outer glow here, if you're going to do something like that, I would make the shadows here a little bit stronger so that it has more dimension to it, or it's a little bit stronger, because with the outer glow it just kind of looks like this like blurry haze kind of, you know, like the logo loses its impact. So I would make this a little bit stronger, just like a little bit darker along the edges, so that it pops out a little bit more. I think that you should put a space between the two of these. I'll leave that up to you, but I think that it would work a little bit better with a space between the two words. And if you're going to keep these capitalized, then probably capitalize the C as well, because it looks a little bit unbalanced having these two capital. I know this is supposed to reflect this, but I would make the C as large because it just seems a little bit unbalanced. Now for the typography that you used on this, I do like this, but it makes it very difficult to read, and this wasn't in your style guide, and it's very, very different than the typography here. So you don't want to use two very, very different typefaces, especially when they're really stylized. So if you're going to use this typeface, then you can't use this one on the same business card. It's just one of those design rules. You may see people do that, but as a designer, it's really, really bad practice. So if this is your official typeface that you're using, then either reuse this typeface or use something like simple, like you did for like the numbers or here. Whatever the typeface that you chose for your body copy in the style guide, you'd probably want to use that for this part. So I love this font, but it's going to be way too different than the font that you're using on the other side of it. For the ad part, oh, see, look, now you have, so now you have the plain font here, which is fine, but that's just an example of whatever font you used here, you want to use that font anytime that you use something that's just like a plain font. So anytime you do a large paragraph or anything like that, you want to use the same basic font for that. Solid, straight, durable. You're missing your website information on here. And as far as the image, actually, I think it's nice and clean. I think the image fits, obviously, your demographic. It has a nice flow to it, the photo itself, so I don't mind the layout of it. I think it works pretty well. So no complaints on the ad itself. So overall, pretty good job. Just the things that I would mention I would work on. But overall, nice job though.